Tarot. My name is Laura. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today and to do this reading for you today. It is time for another yes or no pick a card. My subscribers love these so much, so I do try to keep a fresh one out there all the time, and the last one I did was a month ago. So it is time for another yes or no pick a card. Think of your question that can be answered with a yes or no. I will warn you, sometimes it is a maybe. You can think of one question. I have 4 piles out here, so you can think of 4 different questions. Just be sure that it can be answered with a yes or no. I will get your answer first, and that way, if that's all you're interested in, you can move on. But there's always additional information and additional story in the cards. So once I get the yes, no, or maybe, then I will tell you what else I see in the cards. It's always very interesting. I love the yes or no pick cards. So I'll put some kind of some guidelines about how to choose a pile if you've never done that before. My subscribers are so used to pick a cards. I do them almost exclusively on this channel. So I won't go through all of that, but I will tell you what stones are on the 4 piles. This is pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. On pile 1 is a brand new Amazonite. I just got it and I love it. On pile 2 is an Apatite. On pile 3 is a Verdite Quartz. Very cool. And on pile 4 is a Sodalite. So I was just in a very green and blue mood today. That's the colors of all the stones. So that's what happened. Go ahead and choose your pile as intuitively as you possibly can. Click on the timestamp in the description box below, and that will take you directly to that part in the reading, and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card. Pile 1 did have my new Amazonite on it. I do have some oracle here, and I'm going to wait till the end for that, just as additional messages from the divine, your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, whoever's coming through here. These are all tarot, different decks of tarot. I'm going to pull these all at the same time, and this will give us our answer to your question, whether it is a yes, a no, or a maybe. And I will tell you that first, and then I will read any other messages that are coming out to me in the cards. We'll start with the universal weight. These are my tried and true cards. They're my go-to for sure. I got the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. With the Druid Craft Tarot, we got the 6 of Swords, the Justice card, and 7 of Swords. And just for fun, I pulled some Gregory Scott Tarot. I think I've been using these for a while now, actually. I really like these because I like the modern images. I think it gives a little bit of a different twist on the messages. And I also like that he sticks to the universal weight somewhat, but not completely. So I just pick up different messages from his cards. Interestingly enough, all 3 of these are major arcana. You got the Chariot card, the Hierophant, and the Sun. Yeah, this is a yes. It has to be a yes. The Sun is always a yes in a yes or no reading. So, I mean, I was picking up on the yes anyway, but it's definitely a yes. So let me tell you what I see here. You got the Wheel of Fortune, which means, sometimes you're on the bottom of the wheel, sometimes you're on top of the wheel. But usually, and it does kind of depend a little bit on the cards that are around it, the Wheel of Fortune means the wheel is turning and it's turning in your favor. Fortune is shining upon you once again. You're at the top of the wheel, maybe after a period of anxiety and worry and stress. Got a couple of cards that indicate that there. You got that Nine of Swords there. You got the Seven of Swords here, which this, in a lot of, let's see, renditions of the tarot cards, we'll talk about trickery and deceit that's going on beneath the surface. It will talk about taking your leave from a situation that is not that pleasant. You have another card here of taking your leave from a situation, moving on. Another card, Six of Swords, moving on to brighter days. This particular Seven of Swords also talks about mental, it's a mental card, right? Because it's swords, that's associated with the air signs. A lot of research, a lot of paperwork. So what is it a yes to? Something you've been worried about, something that you've been wanting. Probably maybe has to do with a move, maybe has to do with a new house, maybe has to do with a new car, buying a new car, something that has to do with paperwork and required some research for you to figure out which was the best course of action. It's yes to anything that you were anxious about, that you didn't think was going to happen. It is happening now because fortune is shining upon you and things are moving in your favor. You may actually be moving. The Chariot card does talk about moving, can talk about moving, can talk about trips, vacations. Got the Knight of Pentacles here, which is also movement forward. This is slow moving energy though, I will say that. And I feel like that, in addition to the worry that you've had over this situation, you have felt like things have been moving slowly, but no more. It starts speeding up and things are looking brighter. You're breaking free from whatever it was that was keeping you stagnant and stuck a little bit. Breaking free from the anxiety and the worry over the situation, and things are moving forward again. You got this Justice card and the Hierophant card, which very much to me talks about some form of advice, from maybe legal advice, because the Hierophant talks about a wise person. A lot of times a religious person, not necessarily a religious person, can be a banker. It can be like some kind of institution of higher learning even. But I do feel like you're definitely getting wisdom from somewhere that provides a just outcome to this situation for you. And it's a yes. It's a big yes. It's a resounding yes. It's a very welcome yes for you, because I do feel like it's been a long time coming. There's been some worry and anxiety over it. Now it's moving forward. Movement, movement, movement. Getting that loud and clear. Moving forward in this situation, whatever it is for you. I think that's very clear. I don't think I see. I mean, I can talk about the people in the cards. We have Cancer and Libra and Taurus represented here in these cards. We have the Sun, which is loosely associated. It's not really, but it's loosely associated with Leo, because Leo rules the Sun. So this could be a timing situation. We are in Cancer season right now, but we're moving into Leo season. So maybe that's when things start moving forward. Like right now, things are starting to move forward for you. If it's timing for these other cards, the Libra time is end of September, beginning of October. Taurus time is in the spring. I'm not I'm honestly not getting that it would be the spring. Well, it depends on when you are watching this. I will say that because this is a timeless reading. But if you're watching it right now, like in real time when I'm filming it in July of 2022, I'm not feeling the spring. That's too far away. I feel like the movement forward is happening pretty quickly. End of July, beginning of August. All right, so I just pulled some final words of wisdom. I don't know why. I just kind of wanted to see what would come out. And so I pulled several cards here. From the Spirit Animal deck, I just wanted to see, what kind of messages would come out. Personal choice. Oh my God. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this card before. I love this. Actually, I'm going to save that one for last. Okay. With the Sacred Traveler, I asked the question, what does pile 1 need to do, if anything? What do you need to do? You got reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly, which tells me that you don't need to do anything. You've already done it. That research that needed to be done, the waiting that needed to be done, the focused energy on what it is that you wanted, what you need to pursue, what you want, that's all been done. All the work has been done for you. So you are reaching your destination, and just let the light shine brightly, because you're moving forward into your bright, happy, beautiful future. For the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, this is interesting. You got Stargazer, set your sights higher. So that kind of talks to me about wish fulfillment and putting your wishes out into the universe, which is interesting because I feel like you've already done that. You've had your wish out there. It's been a long time coming. It's moving forward. Your wish is happening, whatever it is that you want, moving forward and happening. And yet you get this card to set your sights higher. So you know how that goes once you have manifested one of your dreams, like you have these dreams, once you manifest it, it's time to start putting new desires out to the universe. So since this is happening for you, this is all coming together. This is saying, don't rest on your laurels. Put your next desire out there into the universe. And this is lovely. So the reason I wanted to save this, like I said, is because I've never seen this card before. It's called Personal Choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So that's very personal. It's very personal to you. Just close your eyes and imagine the animal and what strengths they possess. And that is your message from the spirit of the animals right now. Embody the character traits, the strengths of that animal that comes to mind to you. That is really cool. I like that a lot. All right, that's all I have for pile 1. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card. I do have some oracle down here that I'm going to wait until the end to reveal. Let's see, pile 2 did have that apatite on it. It's a blue stone. It's really kind of cool. They're all cool. I love all my stones. So I'll look at the tarot first, all at the same time, and get a yes, no, or maybe on your question. That way, if that's all you want to know, in the answer to your question, then you can move on. There's always an additional message in the cards, so I will tell you everything else that I see. For the universal weight, you got the 2 of Pentacles. You got the Tower card and the King of Swords. For the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Wheel, the 9 of Swords, and the Three of Swords. For the Gregory Scott Tarot, you got the Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. This is a toughie one because I have one of my cards here that usually says a maybe to me. The Two of Pentacles is a lot of times a maybe. But the other cards in this one here, in this pile, are saying, just screaming no. 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 I'm actually going with a no. Even though I have that Two of Pentacles, it's still a no for me. Why? You got the Tower card here. That means the foundation is bad. Whatever it is that you're asking about, even if it did happen, it would not last because the foundation is not good. You have the Nine of Swords here, which talks about worry and anxiety and being up late at night. You got the Three of Swords here, which talks about heartbreak. Can talk about illness. And when we are talking about small illnesses, we're not talking, maybe a surgery, like a small surgery. But this one gets me too. You got the Four of Pentacles, which in this Gregory Scott Tarot, I mean, the Four of Pentacles is really about stability and financial stability, but this is like digging and scratching and clawing your way to a position of just having enough. I really am feeling a lot actually with this, balancing the money situation here. You got the King of Swords, which represents justice. This might be actually even a legal situation that you're asking about. It's no. The foundation is not there for what it is that you're asking for. Interestingly enough, down here at the end, we do have this wheel, which indicates the wheel will turn forward and it will move in your favor eventually. And you got the Four of Wands, which does mean stability around the home, marriage, some kind of celebration around the home. And the Queen of Pentacles, which is a very abundant queen. Overflowing. Her cornucopia is overflowing with abundance. So I think it's going to be a yes, but I don't think it's a yes right now. That is for sure. It's definitely a no right now. It's not, maybe it's not time. Maybe you have to establish the foundation first before this can come to you. I think it's maybe a different I think this abundance is in a different direction. The wheel has to turn. There needs to be a turning here. Wherever you're looking, it's not there. You can dig and scratch and claw your way to a place of mediocrity in this situation. It's just not there. And listen, I'm very seriously getting money situation here, but it doesn't have to be money. It can be a relationship that there's a lot of anxiety around, maybe a third-party situation around. Maybe you're trying to keep it balanced and keep it under control and trying to find some stability in this relationship. It's not there. It's not there. And the foundation is bad. It's not good. It will never work. That's just the truth. There's something better for you out there, for sure. This is one of the cards that indicates marriage. the Four of Wands, because it does talk about a celebration around the home. But I feel like with this wheel, one of the things that has to turn forward, Queen of Pentacles is a very abundant and happy and healthy queen, but she's independent. She is on her own. She is not married. She is not in a relationship. She may have children. So you have this Queen of Pentacles coming to a very, very good, solid relationship. I feel like the wheel that has to turn, the cycle that has to turn, is that you have to be comfortable with yourself first before this comes to you, this good relationship. You know, I'm just nosy enough that I'm going to see if I can get some information about when this comes. Is that what I want to know? Ooh, another indication of a relationship. When does the wheel turn for my pile twos? I'm not getting a win, but I'm definitely getting a what. I think that you have to be solid in yourself first, then the wheel turns. Then you get a relationship. A surprise person actually comes into you, and you start a new relationship with that person, and it brings you whatever abundance it was that you're seeking over here, that this is not going to give it to you. It comes over here, and it comes through a relationship. There's not a timing here, and maybe that's because the answer is, how long does it take you to get right in yourself, to become a whole and happy, healthy person, so that wheel can turn forward. I think that might be individual for all of you, but it does happen. This is out here for you. Whatever it is that you're pursuing right now is not it. It is not it. So I just pulled, just for fun, to end the reading, I just pulled some, oracles for final words of wisdom. So the question I asked with the Sacred Traveler was, what does pile 1 or pile 2 need to do, if anything? What action do they need to take? I love this. Joy and delight, open your heart to joy. I think that's part of your healing process here. Part of you becoming a whole, happy, healthy person inside yourself. Open yourself up to joy that is outside of this situation. It's a lot about noticing the cool things, just in a walk in nature, and just being grateful for the food that you have to eat and the healthy options that you have. The joy that you see in a butterfly in the garden, or the joy that you see, maybe you do have children, like when you're around your children, they bring a lot of joy into your life. This is about you, definitely about you getting in a good place. And then once you get in a good place, things start moving forward for you. So for the angels and ancestors, I just asked for final words of wisdom. And you got arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. I like that. Some of you may be extricating yourself from a situation, that maybe even a person that's not healthy for you, that's not good for you. So this is saying to please be sure to protect yourself as you move out of this situation, as you figure out how you're going to get out of this situation. And that can just be, it can be like physical protection. Well, who do you need? Do you need somebody to help you with this situation? It can also just mean, like, I every day I surround myself with pure white light as a form of protection. And I imagine mirrors surrounding me, reflecting outward, deflecting all negativity back to the source. And I do that every single day. So this may just be that simple kind of, just be sure that you protect yourself every day, so that the negativity goes back to the source and not to you. So you can be free to open yourself up to this joy that's coming into you. Oh, I like this too. This is very succinct. The spirit of the animals, you got sea otter, happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. That is confirmation. Again, happiness, joy, getting right in your spirit. And then just know that this love is coming to you. And all you have to focus on is your own personal happiness and joy at this time. That is all that you need to focus on right now. The rest of it will fall into place. All right, that's all I have for my pile twos. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages. And pile 3 did have the Verdite quartz on it. The stone of abundance, nature, beautiful. So I do have some oracle that I'm going to get at the end of the reading, just for final messages. First, I will look at the tarot card, and I will get your answer, whether it's yes, no, or maybe. And then if that's all you want to know, what your answer is, then you can move on about your day. There's always another message in there in the cards, so I will tell you what I see in the cards beyond yes, no, or maybe, and maybe there's a message in there for you. So stick around for that if you want to. All right, for the Universal Weight Tarot, you got Death, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Wands. For the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Prince of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Princess of Pentacles. For the Gregory Scott Tarot, you got the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Six of Pentacles. The Two of Swords. And the World card. Pile 3 is a yes. It's somewhat of a tricky yes, actually. But it is a yes. You have 2 cards that indicate an ending here. You have the Ten of Swords, definitely an ending. Death card, definitely an ending. You have the World card, which talks about a new cycle ending, one cycle ending and another beginning. So your reading is a lot about transformation. And I think actually for a lot of you, it's about an inheritance. There maybe is a death in the family and you are going to be getting an inheritance. You got that Six of Pentacles overflowing with money, 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 money coming to you in a big way. Big time money. So I do feel like there's an inheritance there for some of you. Maybe mother energy. You got a lot of people in this reading. You got Queen of Cups, which is minor arcana for Scorpio. Incidentally, this is major arcana for Scorpio. You got the Page of Wands, Sagittarius, Princess of Wands, which I think Prince of Wands, which I think is the same as the Page in this deck. Oh, no, that's the Knight. So you got the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Young Sagittarius, fire sign energy. Maybe even talks about a young man in this particular situation. Feels very much like a young man. You got the Princess of Pentacles, which talks about a young woman who is more of an earth sign, who's very practical. Capricorn energy. So I'm getting mother children here. And very much inheritance, maybe, for some of you. So that Two of Swords talks to me about, it's like not wanting to face something. There is a decision that has to be made and you don't want to face it. And I'm kind of drawn to the energy of, and this is probably one of the most unpleasant readings I think I've ever said, but a situation where maybe mom's on life support and you have to make a decision of whether to pull the plug or not, and it's a really, really tough decision, and it falls on the kids to make the decision. And it's very hard, very, very hard to let go. Even though you may know that this person wants you to let them go. Like maybe they have lived a very long time and maybe they have been suffering with some kind of illness or something and they are so ready to go. Death is hard on the living, quite frankly. It is not so hard on the dying. I think you are giving up the ghost. I think that you are going to let this person cross over. And though that's not, again, not an easy decision to make, it is part, you come to the conclusion that it is part of the circle, you know, just the circle of life. That's the way it is. Your parents are probably going to go before you are. It sucks, but that's just the reality of the situation. It is time for the cycle to move forward, and this person, whoever it is, and I really am getting mother energy, but it could just be older woman energy, could be aunt energy, grandmother energy. They're ready and they're good with it. It's the children who are having a hard time letting go, which is quite frankly quite often the case. But this person is ready to move on to their next adventure. They're ready for the next phase in their evolution. So it's a yes. I think that is just the message that's coming through. I'm sure that's just for maybe one or two people, but it's okay. That's what I would say to you. It's okay to let go. So these are oracle cards, and I actually just want to get some final words of wisdom. I asked for the Sacred Traveler, what does pile 3 need to do, if anything? Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. So I think that just kind of speaks to this indecision here and the struggle with making this decision and how hard it is for you and for your family. It's just an acknowledgement from Spirit that you can get through this. For the angels and ancestors, I just asked for final words of wisdom. You got drum, dream, and journey. There's something very ancestral about this. The drum is very prominent in a lot of tribal cultures. I'm sure that's not the right word. Like indigenous cultures, like the Celts, Scotland, Ireland use drums a lot. The Native Americans use drums a lot. Tribes in South America, I know, use drums a lot. There's something about the connection of the drum to the heartbeat. So I feel like, though this talks about dreaming and dream and journey, that's like almost like Spirit Quest kind of stuff, or dreaming about your next adventure kind of situation. I'm really getting that drum beat, heartbeat connection in this particular reading, and it goes with that cycle of life thing. This cycle is completing and a new cycle is beginning, and that is the natural order of things. I think that's the message there. For the spirit of the animals, you got owl magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. I do feel like this requires some wisdom from you guys that maybe you don't possess in the beginning of this journey for you, but you will possess it by the end. There is some magic. There's something beautiful in this situation. There's something poetic about the situation. There's something that reverberates with the very heartbeat of the whole life, death, evolution, spiritual journey concept. And I think it will come to you through this process. I really do. I think it will come to you through this process. Although it might not be an easy one. It will be, you will look back on it as a magical time in your life. All right, that's all I have for pile threes. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. So welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 4, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card. Pile 4 did have the Sodalite on it. So I did have some oracle here that I will wait till the end of the reading to get some just final words of wisdom. So when I was shuffling the pile 4, the cards really wanted to talk. So I cannot wait to see what's in these cards. The first thing I'll do is pull out the tarot and get a yes, no, or maybe to your question. That way, if that's all you want to hear, the answer to your question, then you can move on about your day. There's always an additional message in the cards though, so I will tell you everything that I see in the cards. Wow, okay. So you got the 9 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. That's in the universal weight. In the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Feralt, which is like temperance in the universal weight. You got the Moon. Interesting. You got the 7 of Pentacles. And you got the 8 of Pentacles. With the Gregory Scott Tarot, you got a lot of these, but I just took them. You got the Page of Pentacles. You got the Star. Got the 7 of Wands. Got the Page of Swords. Got the 4 of Cups. And the 10 of Swords. Okay, this is a maybe. Definitely a maybe. Why do I say that? First of all, you got the Feralt, which the Temperance card to me is always a maybe, because in the Temperance card, there's a lot of juggling. There's a back and forth here thing. In the Feralt, it's more about chemistry or alchemy, but it's still that back and forth thing and the blending thing. You also got the Page of Swords in the Gregory Scott Tarot. He's blending as well. There's some chemistry involved in this situation, some blending that has to happen. You got the Eight of Pentacles here, which talks about crafting something, making money at something that you craft. You got the Seven of Pentacles here, which talks about going back to something or taking a break from something that you've been pursuing and making a decision about whether you want to go back to it or not. You also got the Moon card here, which talks about things going on beneath the surface that you don't, information down there that you don't have access to. Having to move forward based on your instincts because you do not have all the information. This is definitely a maybe. You don't know enough. You have been working on something. You've been trying to blend something. You want it to work, but you don't know if it's going to. Even though there's been a lot of back and forth and trying to figure it out, there's some deception here. This little boy is actually a little bit of a thief here. He's probably broke. He's very poor. He has no money. He looks very poor. He doesn't even have any shoes on his feet. So he's still in this loaf of bread, but he's still in the loaf of bread because he needs it. You know, he's starving. So who can blame him? We're not blaming the little Page of Pentacles. However, there's a lack mentality here for sure. You got the Ten of Swords, which talks about endings, and it talks about I don't know, self-imposed endings would be the way to say it, but for me, it is something that you are ending. It's the stick a fork in me, I'm done with this situation kind of ending. That's what the Ten of Swords represents for me. So look, all of this down here talks about you trying to figure it out. You have been trying to figure it out. You can't because you don't have enough information. You're just moving forward in this situation based on your instincts because there are too many unknowns. And that is why this is a maybe. It could go either way. You got two nines here. Nines are endings. 1 9 represents this is going to end badly, and 1 9 represents this is going to end beautifully. Ideally, getting exactly what it is that I want. So how is this going to end? I think it's up to you. It could literally go either way. One of two things is going to happen in this situation. You are going to decide that the uphill battle is too much for you, and you're going to say, I am done with this. I am not doing this anymore. Or something magical is going to happen. Some divine intervention, some hope that you don't even know to hope for right now. It has magic all about it. It's not even something that is on your radar. It comes from the divine, and it rescues you from this situation that you're in, and it gives you hope to be able to move forward with it. It literally will go either way. It's a maybe. So, What can we ask that will be of help? Okay, I want to know what will turn this into a yes. What will turn this to a yes for pile 4? What will turn this into a yes? Okay, so you got the 4 of Pentacles, you got the Devil card, and you got the Hermit card. So to me, okay, so the 4 of Pentacles talks about financial stability. It talks about having enough. It talks about being a little bit stingy and a little bit tight with your money and hanging on to it too tight. The Devil is materialistic energy. So I think what turns this into a yes for you guys is to stop focusing on the material and start focusing on the spirit. What it is you want, it might not be that what it is you want is bad. It's that you want it for the wrong reasons. You're focusing too much on financial security, on materialistic things, when what you want is in alignment with your spiritual journey, the light that is inside of you, your next steps in your spiritual evolution. When what you want is in alignment with spirit, then it becomes a yes. Does that make sense? You may be wanting the right things, but you're wanting it for the wrong reasons. So you may be wanting the wrong things too, because it's not in line with your spiritual growth, with your spiritual development. And when you figure out what that is, what is in line with this, with spirit and the divine, that's when it becomes a yes. That's when you see things clearly, because that becomes your north star, right? Spiritual alignment becomes the North Star. Then you can move forward. Then you can see the way forward. Then you know what to do. Then the divine comes in and picks you up out of the mess and moves you forward into what it is that you want. I want to know when this clarity comes in for you, because I do feel like it's clarity that is required to make this situation move forward. When will the clarity come in for my pile 4s? When will the clarity come in? When you, this is funny, 10 of Swords again. This is you letting go of something, and it's you letting go of competition. This can be conflict, right? It can be an internal conflict, or it can be external. It can be competition with other people. Whatever it is, you got to let go of the fight. I really am feeling a serious going within is needed here. And that doesn't mean that you have to take a long break from the world and retreat, although the Hermit card really does talk about that, retreating from the world to go within and find the answers. But I'm not necessarily picking up that this is going to have to be a long one, this particular one. I don't think it is. I think it's just maybe a week of suspending activity on this thing and going in to find out spiritually what it is that connects you to this path. If you're not connected to this path spiritually, then what path do you need to take? You need some answers from the divine and not from the worldly considerations. And I think you need a break from the thinking about it too. I think you have to, it's almost like this reading is begging you to do a week of meditation. Just a week of 15 minutes a day of meditation to go within and find the answers, to suspend the activity, because the more you think about it, the worse it gets. The more the confusion just becomes so prominent that you cannot see the way clear. So that was interesting. That's an interesting reading. It's not, probably not what you wanted to hear, but it's still very interesting. Okay, so I just got some oracle here to finish up this reading. For the Sacred Traveler, I asked, what does pile 4 need to do? What action do they need to take? You got grounding, go deep, explore your roots. She's laying by the side of the tree. She's reading a little bit. You got another, here's some more reading here. There's some studying here. Like maybe you can find some answers in some research or something in a book, or some kind of written information that is available out there that will help you figure this thing out. But at the very least, grounding is very important, and it's so easy to do. All you have to do is walk around in your yard with your feet in the ground for 5 minutes a day. That's all you have to do to ground. I like to go walking on the beach because it's more fun to be barefoot and feel that sand between your toes. You don't necessarily have to be barefoot. You can have a cloth between you and the grass. Like if you want to lay on the grass, that's a grounding exercise. Or you want to do yoga out in the grass, that's a grounding exercise. Just, you need to touch the earth in some way. It helps to ground you. Okay, what else do we got here? Okay, so for the angels and ancestors, I just asked for final words of wisdom. You got traveler, move in a new direction. I think that you probably will. I think once you find the answers, a lot of you will be moving in a different direction. The direction that speaks to your soul. But I think you have to suspend activity to figure out which direction to go in. That's part of this, the instincts. You're just having to use your instincts. You don't know where you're going. You can't see the way clear. If you get clear, then you'll know which direction to go into. All right, so the spirit of the animals, this is interesting. I love it, love it, love it. Kind of goes with this magic over here. Dragon, supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. There's definite magic here. All of this speaks to magic coming in to help lift you out of this situation. Once you get clear, it all comes with clarity of thought and figuring out, going within and figuring out what your soul is trying to tell you, what your spirit wants. And then you lift yourself up out of this situation and you move forward. It's all good. All right, that's all I have for pile 3s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care.